So this girl in my 20s, who I thought was my really good friend, uninvited me to her wedding, and our friendship completely fell apart just because I recommended she get a prenup, so we should talk about it. So mind you, me and her used to go on these like 2-3 hour walks every single week, and we would talk about everything under the sun. And so she started dating this guy. He was a self-employed consultant, somehow in healthcare, but he had done very well for himself, and she was a nurse. And when they had started dating, he was pretty traditional and had basically said like, hey, I'm looking for somebody who is willing to stay home with the children once we get to that step. And she's like, okay, yeah, of course. She was totally okay with that, and she would always joke that he was her retirement plan. So once they got engaged, I was like, cool. Like, we would talk about like what she's gonna do herself, wedding stuff, just like normal traditional wedding planning talk. And so when she had told me about their arrangement, like that they were actually dead serious, they were gonna try to have kids as soon as possible, I recommended she get a prenup because I am an attorney and I have practice in divorce law. So I said, you should get a prenup. And I was talking about like basic things, like him continuing to put money in her retirement fund so it grows at the same rate as his, her getting like some money in mutual funds while she's a stay-at-home mom. Things that I think protect her, that are very standard, that are not like a I just want all your money type situation. And she's like 100% on board with this. She's like, that's a great idea. Like, I'll definitely talk to him. And I'm like, cool. And they end up going to, like, she ends up talking to him, and she says he just like absolutely like did not react well. She texts me, says he hates this idea, doesn't think it's like a good idea, that traditional families don't do prenups, like divorce is not an option for them. You get the gist. And it should have just been left at that. But then for some reason, this really triggered him, and he started to tell her stuff like, Selma's jealous of our relationship. Selma's jealous because she's not married. Selma's trying to break us up. I don't think you should be friends with this girl. And ultimately that talk got to her because I really didn't push the prenup that much. I told her I thought it was a mistake, but that we would just deal with it when we got there. And he, like, I not only find out like she's ghosting me quite a bit, but she's also uninvited me to her wedding because the wedding happens, I never get an invitation, and I'm like, oh. But I let it go because quite honestly, like, I don't want to make their marriage any harder than it needs to be. And like, I honestly don't want a friend who, if I try to give you just a piece of advice, it escalates that quickly. So I just moved on. Let's flash forward to 2025, shall we? And I get a text from her and she says, I know it's been forever. I would appreciate if you call me. Like, if you don't call me, no worries. And I'm like, okay, there's something serious has to be happening. If I haven't heard from this girl in like 6-7 years now, and suddenly she is like texting me, what? And so I'm like, I text her back. I'm like, I'll call you after work. So I end up calling her, and you guys want to guess? You want to guess? So he is obviously a POS, and they are getting a divorce. Like, he is like, she knows he's planning on filing. And so she wants to know what she can do to protect herself at this point. Mind you, she got pregnant, I don't know, 4 months after they got married, that many years ago. She's been out of the workforce that long. He obviously like made it a point to like not include her in financials. And the biggest problem for me is that he is self-employed. And being self-employed, especially at a smaller company, is a much bigger beast than your normal W-2 employee, which is why I suggested the prenup to begin with. And so, yeah, we ended up duking that out against my boundaries. I ended up helping her quite a bit, and we got through it. But she did not come out as well as she should have because she didn't get the prenup. And this is just to say, like, we are like cordial now, cordial. I told her she needs to make a TikTok and talk about her story because I think people could learn a thing or two, but she's not interested in that. But yes. So if you're wondering, I did get permission to make this video. I got permission like last year and then just didn't make it. But I've recently been seeing a lot of you say, hee hee ha ha, this guy's my retirement plan. I don't know what our bank accounts are. I don't know where our mortgage comes out of. Like, ladies, let's be doing our due diligence.